Hey everyone, welcome back to SwitchTop. Today we're talking about the absolute best of the best, the games that hit that perfect 10 out of 10 score. These are the titles that every Switch owner needs to experience. No filler, just pure quality. Let's jump right into number 10. Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake brings two foundational JRPG adventures to life with striking visual depth, blending retro pixel art with modern lighting and environmental detail. The first game follows a lone descendant of a legendary hero, traveling across a troubled kingdom to face the rising threat of the Dragon Lord. It keeps its minimalist roots, but adds more dialogue, world building, and cutscenes that give stronger purpose to every journey. The second game shifts to a wider scope. Generations later, three royal heirs unite to stop the sorcerer Hargon, making the adventure more character-driven, with party interactions and NPCs that actually feel alive. Combat keeps traditional turn-based structure, but battles are far more dynamic than the originals. Even the solo hero in the first game can face enemy groups, and new spells, skills, and gear effects give more tactical depth. The sequel expands further with a full party system where each character has a defined role, encouraging strategy instead of pure grinding. Both games introduce scrolls, sigils, treasures, and optional areas like underwater ruins to reward exploration. Quality of life touches such as clearer objectives, better menus, and balanced difficulty help old-school mechanics feel approachable yet challenging. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 delivers an emotional journey set in Ionios, a world where two nations, Keves and Agnes, are trapped in an endless cycle of war. The game begins by following two squads from opposing sides, each with their own combat style and philosophy. But when fate brings them together, they uncover a darker force manipulating the conflict. The narrative grows from rivalry into unity, exploring themes of identity, mortality, and the struggle to find purpose in a world built on sacrifice. Character relationships are central, and the way bonds evolve adds weight to every decision made on the battlefield. Combat blends real-time action with strategic planning, using positioning and timing to enhance damage or trigger status effects like break, topple, and daze. Each character fits into a defined role, attacker, defender, or healer, but the flexible class system lets players experiment and build hybrid setups. Heroes can join the main squad, expanding tactical options and adding unique skills to master. The Ouroboros system is a standout mechanic, allowing character pairs to fuse into a powerful entity with exclusive abilities, shifting the tempo of combat when used at the right moment. Exploration is equally rewarding. Hidden areas, side quests, secret bosses, and optional challenges constantly tempt you off the main path, making Ionios feel genuinely alive.
I'll draw them.
Smooth as always, Noah.
Super Mario Galaxy plus Super Mario Galaxy 2. Super Mario Galaxy and its sequel elevate classic platforming by taking Mario beyond the usual Mushroom Kingdom and sending him across a cosmic playground filled with planets, comets, and gravity-defying challenges. The first game sets the tone with a stellar atmosphere, a grand festival interrupted by chaos, star spirits called Lumas, and a mysterious guardian who guides Mario on a journey that feels more magical and adventurous than typical rescues. The sequel leans less on story and more on gameplay variety, but together they form a complete vision of space exploration through tight controls, creativity, and surprises around every corner. The standout mechanics revolve around gravity manipulation. Small planets twist the environment, letting Mario walk on walls or run upside down, while precise jumps and timed movements become essential. Each galaxy feels like its own experimental minigame, constantly switching ideas before they ever grow stale. Power-ups like Bee Mario return for unique traversal, while Galaxy 2 introduces fresh forms such as Cloud Mario and Rock Mario, expanding strategies and movement options. The level design balances puzzles, platforming, and discovery, with power stars guiding progress in a structure that encourages replaying levels to uncover hidden paths and secrets. Hollow Knight Silksong shifts focus to Hornet, turning the familiar world of its predecessor into a faster, more dynamic experience built around agile movement and risk-reward combat. Captured and taken to the mysterious kingdom of Farloom, she begins a pilgrimage toward its peak, discovering a realm filled with decay, secrets, and inhabitants burdened by ancient struggles. The story unfolds through exploration and interaction, rather than direct exposition, giving each biome its own personality and lore to uncover. Hornet fights with precision, using her needle and thread, and her mobility opens up vertical spaces and fast traversal that make every encounter feel fluid and reactive. Healing now relies on Silk, gained through combat, forcing players to engage aggressively for survival, while tools and crests allow flexible builds tailored to offensive bursts, mobility, or utility. Farloom's structure encourages free exploration, with side quests, hidden areas, and paths that reward curiosity rather than strict progression. Foes are more unpredictable than before, demanding timing and mastery instead of brute force, and boss battles often push her mechanics to the limit. The game builds tension through atmosphere and challenge, rather than dialogue, creating a haunting world that constantly invites deeper investigation. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe stands as one of the definitive racing experiences on Switch, thanks to its balance between accessibility, competition, and pure, chaotic fun. The controls feel smooth from the first race, letting newcomers drive comfortably while still offering advanced techniques like drifting and chaining mini-boosts for players chasing skillful lap times. Tracks are crafted with impressive variety. Anti-gravity sections twist the race in different directions, glider routes give aerial shortcuts, and underwater stretches shift handling in subtle ways. These elements keep familiar circuits exciting, even after countless runs. Strategy goes beyond speed, as item boxes introduce unpredictability and decision-making. Red shells, bananas, star boosts, and golden mushrooms can change a race instantly. The ability to hold two items adds tactical depth, letting players defend and attack at the same time. Local and online multiplayer support makes it ideal for both casual sessions and competitive showdowns, scaling up to 8 wireless players or 4 on a single screen. Character selection and vehicle customization play a big role too, with roster variety and kart components allowing players to tune acceleration, handling, or top speed. Astral Chain sets itself apart by blending action, investigation, and world-building into a cohesive adventure driven by both style and purpose. The story follows one of 2 twin officers recruited into Neuron, a special police task force protecting the floating city known as the Ark, humanity's last sanctuary against a mysterious dimensional threat. Gates to the astral plane begin opening, releasing monstrous chimeras that corrupt the city and drag victims away. And to counter this danger, officers are partnered with powerful creatures called legions, former chimeras bound through the psychic tether known as the Astral Chain. Combat revolves around managing both your character and legions simultaneously, turning battles into strategic dances of coordination rather than simple button mashing. Each legion has distinct strengths: sword, ranged, heavy, shield, or beast, and switching between them adds depth to encounters while letting players adapt to enemy behavior on the fly. Exploration extends this dynamic, with legions used to track clues, break barriers, scan environments, or chase criminals during investigations. The game's cyberpunk atmosphere fills the Ark with neon lights, crowded streets, and a constant feeling of unease as corruption spreads.
We're a man down. Give us a hand.
Let's get him!
The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild opens with Link awakening to a world scarred by ruin, yet full of mystery and quiet beauty. Rather than guiding you step by step, the game gives freedom from the very beginning, letting exploration shape the journey instead of a strict narrative path. Hyrule becomes a living world where every climbable mountain, forgotten ruin, or distant tower sparks curiosity, often inviting players to discover their own solutions instead of waiting for instructions. The chemistry system plays a major role in that immersion. Fire spreads through grass, metal attracts lightning, wind affects arrows, and temperature shapes survival, turning the environment into both a threat and an ally. Shrines and divine beasts replace traditional dungeons, functioning as puzzle-driven challenges that test logic, physics, and creativity. Weapons degrade, encouraging resourcefulness and experimentation, rather than relying on a single strategy. Combat blends classic swordplay with timing-based dodges and environmental tactics, rewarding awareness just as much as skill. Storytelling happens through exploration and memory fragments that slowly rebuild Link's past, creating a sense of discovery not just of the world, but of identity. Whether cooking near a campfire, gliding across valleys, or facing ancient machines, the adventure feels personal and unscripted. Super Mario Odyssey delivers a vibrant adventure that redefines what a Mario game can be by embracing exploration, creativity, and movement freedom across a series of distinct kingdoms. Mario teams up with Cappy, a living hat from another realm, to pursue Bowser across the globe after he kidnaps Princess Peach and Cappy's sister. This partnership introduces the capture mechanic, letting Mario throw his hat to take control of enemies and objects, transforming how puzzles and traversal work. Becoming a bullet bill to cross a gap, taking over an electric spark to travel along power lines, or rampaging as a dinosaur adds variety that keeps each area fresh. Traditional platforming remains essential, but Cappy expands it with bounce jumps, mid-air tricks, and advanced movement chains that reward skillful play. Each kingdom has its own atmosphere: urban streets, frozen peaks, deserts, forests, with hidden power moons scattered everywhere as incentives to experiment and explore. The game encourages curiosity, offering multiple ways to solve challenges rather than forcing a strict route. Even after the main story concludes, new objectives and hidden areas extend the experience, making the adventure feel open-ended rather than finished. Donkey Kong Bananza imagines a bold new era for the series, placing DK and his crew in a sprawling jungle archipelago where nature has begun to turn against them. The story follows a strange phenomenon called the Bananza Bloom, a massive surge of wild energy that corrupts the land, mutates creatures, and drains the island's resources. DK sets out to uncover the source of this disruption, teaming up with Diddy, Dixie, and Cranky, each offering unique skills for traversal and puzzle solving. The gameplay blends traditional side-scrolling precision with semi-open areas, letting players swing across vines, smash through terrain, and chain momentum-based jumps to reach hidden routes. Mechanics evolve through transformation fruits, granting temporary abilities, like Rhino Rampage mode for raw power or Vine Glide mode for air mobility, encouraging experimentation with different playstyles. Environmental puzzles rely on weight balance, timing, and coordinated actions between characters, switching between them seamlessly during platforming sequences. The world reacts to player actions. Storms shift paths, wildlife behavior changes, and corrupted zones require careful navigation rather than pure speed. Boss battles emphasize pattern recognition and terrain usage, where movement is as important as attack rhythm. Hades 2 follows Melinoe, daughter of Hades, on a relentless quest against Kronos, the Titan of Time, blending Greek mythology with a fast-paced, roguelike structure that evolves through each defeat and retry. Every run feels like a step forward, not only in strength, but in story, with character interactions and narrative fragments revealing more about her past, her family, and the nature of the conflict shaping the underworld. Combat offers a wide variety of playstyles, thanks to multiple weapons with distinct aspects, allowing builds focused on raw power, agility, or spellcasting. Divine boons from the gods reshape abilities further, while Daedalus hammer upgrades change attacks in unique ways, encouraging experimentation rather than repetition. The new addition of alchemy and resource gathering adds progression outside of combat, letting players craft items, enhance abilities, and unlock long-term upgrades that persist across runs. Enemy encounters and boss battles constantly shift in patterns and intensity, demanding precision, quick reactions, and smart decision-making, rather than brute force. Failure doesn't reset progress, but instead expands the world's lore, making each attempt part of a larger journey of discovery. And that's the list. 10 perfect games that deserve that 10 out of 10 score. Each one brings something different to the table, but they all deliver unforgettable experiences that showcase why the Switch has become such an incredible platform for gaming. What do you think of this list? Did I miss any perfect 10s? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to SwitchTop for more Nintendo Switch content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.